I love my car, and the fact that I made it faster, you know, perform a little bit better. I feel like I got the perfect car at this moment. Now everybody's taste is different, and some people are forever not satisfied in terms of you know, putting modifications in a car and wanting it to be faster and whatnot. But it's a very dangerous thing, man. You can get yourself in a really bad situation. Hold on. But yeah, like I was saying, man, like for me, I got the tune on my car. You know, I got lowering springs. I got a crazy set of performance. I mean, I got some bread in this car, bro. But I have had thoughts about upgrading the car as well too. You know, and that's the tricky situation about it. I've definitely had thoughts about upgrading the car in terms of, you know, not necessarily putting more mods on it to make it faster, but getting into something that's faster and making that car faster. So that's when you got to really sit back and think about it. Like, you're going to spend another, you know, let's say you want to get another performance car and a decent one. Let's say you want to spend another 40-50 grand. All right, but then on top of that, you want to spend another 10 grand to make it even faster. So now you're talking about potentially $60,000 of money spent on something that's not gonna be lucrative for your future. So if you're not in a certain financial situation, you definitely shouldn't be modifying your car. But I know a lot of people, you know, a lot of men mostly, because, you know, a lot of men are, mostly men are modifying the cars. There are some girls out there in the community too, but a lot of people put money into these cars, and, you know, they try to, you know, and they try to, you know, it's funny because they try to sell the car in the future and they try to get the money back that they put into it, but it's like, it's an automatic loss, man. Like, if you spend, you know, let's say you get some coilovers or something, you know, for your car or whatnot, you spend about 2-3 grand on those, you know, it's not, the person that buys the car from you in the future, if you decide to sell it, you're not automatically about to get that, bro. You know, you're not about to get that back, bro. You spend that kind of money on a modification, that money is pretty much gone, bro. You might as well set it on fire. So that's one thing I want people to understand, because how you feel about your car is not how the next person is going to feel about it. Now, if you want to spend all that money on a car then sell it in the future, and the person that's, you know, buying a car from you will want to do those things as well, you basically just save them time and money. You know what I mean? So if you're not planning on keeping a car for a long time, or keep, you know, making it your forever car or whatnot, then I would definitely advise of modifying cars, man, because that's the next stage of getting into cars that are super expensive. The next stage, in my opinion, is how much money you're spending on modifications, because that can be just as dangerous as buying a car in the first place. You know, this is something that I was thinking about this morning, man, because I do have those thoughts. I'm guilty of those things as well. I have those thoughts where, yeah, 100%, I think about, you know, getting another car. Because I have my eyes on certain things, man. Like personally, I like the M340i, the BMW, specifically for the motor. You know, like, I would love a couple modifications on that car. You're pushing damn near 500 horsepower. And the thing about it is, the faster you make your car, the more likely you're gonna get in trouble, man. Let's just be honest. I ain't gonna put all that extra money into the car and get that much power for me to be going at a speed limit, man. I'm definitely planning on doing some illegal activities in terms of how fast I'm driving and whatnot, because, you know, I've yet to go to a track or do autocross in this car or anything of that nature. And it's not like I don't want to do those things, but in terms of doing it safely, getting the most out of your car performance-wise, yeah, I'm usually on the highway doing some goofy ass shit, and I'm wrong for that, man. Like, I know I shouldn't be driving like that, man, but those are, you know, those are things that I got to deal with in terms of, like, being more responsible, because putting other people's safety at risk is not the way to do it, bro. It's really not. But yeah, man, that's a real thing, dog, because I know people, bro. Like, I know people who, you know, modify their cars heavy, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't want to sit here and say, like, it puts them in a bind, but yeah, man, like, when I was in car sales, let me give you an example. Here's a perfect example. When I was in car sales, man, I seen a lot of guys, you know, car community, trying to trade in their cars that, you know, that they put a lot of money into, like trying to trade these cars in, but then they want the money back they spend into it in terms of the modifications. And it's like, bro, like in the eyes of a dealership, you know, we got to make sure the car is you know, resellable. And well, I shouldn't say resellable, but we got to make sure that we're trying to sell this car, it's meeting all certain qualifications that it has to meet in order for the car to be resold. So if you are a person that, you know, take away the cats in your car and you try to trade it into a dealership, yeah, dog, we're gonna take that into consideration. Like we gotta replace the cats on the car. And if you know anything about cars, cats, man, sometimes, a lot of times, some cars can be totaled out because of cats, man. Cats are expensive. And then when you get into the world of sports cars, where these cars have sometimes 2-3 cats, bro. Some of these automakers, bro, these cats are so freaking insane, bro. Like, you see the price on some of these cats, and you'll make your jaw drop, dog. You're like, yo, the car's about to be totaled out because of cats, man. Like, yeah, it's too expensive to actually get the car, you know, into the certain condition that it needs to be in order for it to be resold. Because if we sell a car that doesn't have certain things on it in terms of, like, you know, regulating things like, you know, cats and, you know, certain things like brakes working, like certain stuff, then yeah, the dealership is liable. And they're not trying to put themselves in that situation because this is bad business. All you're going to do is just lose money. So yeah, when we're buying cars from customers that have all these modifications on them, we're going to give you what the Kelley Blue Book value says. You know, Kelley Blue Book, JD Power, whatever the case may be, we're going to give you numbers close in that range. And obviously, if we trying to sell the car for a profit and we're paying X amount of dollar for it, 100% we're going to try to get it for as low as the price as possible. So consider all these things before you ever decide to trade a car in at a dealership, man. Because if you are in a situation where you're trying to, you know, upgrade your life, you know, you got a family, you about to start a family and all that good stuff, if you're in that situation, bro, yeah, man, you're going to take a hit in that car, bro. Now, unless you really got it like that, let me give you an example. We had a customer trade in 3 vehicles for 1. You know, he had a nice fleet of vehicles and he traded in to get 1. And most of the time, that's not the situation. You know what I mean? And clearly, this guy was in the financial situation where he can afford multiple cars, you know, play toys and things of that nature, with modifications on them. I mean, he was in the process of rebuilding one of them. And one of those vehicles was a model from '69. So think about that. How hard it would be to find parts for a car that's made in '69. And he was in the process of rebuilding that. So, you know, money was a totally different thing for this guy. But that's not the situation for most customers. Or just most people, I should say. I'm about to try to get over it. Man, oh man. But that's not the situation for most people, bro. It's not. So always consider that, man. If you're gonna modify your car and you don't plan on keeping it, think twice about it, bro. Because you might be in a situation where you spend $10,000, $20,000 on modifications and you ain't getting that shit back. And guess what? Now you the goofy. Now you the bozo, man. Like, and then you mad that we don't want to pay the money that you put into the car for you to sell it to us. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's just pretty much it, man. That's as far as I wanted to get on that topic there. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm on the way to get my hair cut. I might be able to record another part of the vlog here when I get ready to leave the barbershop. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next part of the video, or maybe in the next video. But until then, peace, y'all.